Hi, welcome to Jade Kind Gaming. My name is Adam, here with more Mutants and Masterminds, more Order of Heroes, where last time Karl Newton was rescued from imprisonment in a old fish meal factory.
Yep.
By some mysterious Ohms, the electrical man, came by and basically gave you a safe house to meet at to meet with whoever had hired him and try and get some more information.
But most importantly, put Mr. Calypso behind bars.
Yeah, you took Karl Calypso, who had been interrogating and then imprisoning you in that underground bunker. You put him in your straitjacket, have secured him, and brought him to the safe house as well. And you're waking up as the sound of the buzzer of the door in this sort of metal cube that you're in opens. You see a little light. It's day from sort of the brief window that sort of shines into the room that is then now the door's opening there from the little hallway that leads to this secure room. As a young woman enters, business attire, sort of cautiously looking in. Good morning. I didn't get your name, but Mr. Gravity, from my notes.
And it's like, did your agent send you information?
Yes, we have some details that were captured from your captures. You need to get ready for the morning, and I can wait outside.
Yeah, just give me a moment.
Okay. And she just kind of closes the door.
Yeah. I'll go
Just
ahead
sort of stays out in the...
gargle and brush my teeth and grab an apple or whatever they've got. Quick.
Yeah, probably not apples. They're probably dried goods for things that'll just stay.
Okay, bag of dried apricots.
Yeah. It's probably things like that, or even some of those, like the dried fruit, like the banana, like the dried, dehydrated banana slices, kind of chips. And
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
No, I grab stuff like apricots or raisins or dates or something.
Yep. So you take whatever 10, 15 minutes.
Yep, go ahead and get ready for the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then open the door back up.
And she's just sort of standing out in the hall. And then, just reading from some book in a pocket.
Thank you for waiting.
Yes. Tucks it into a bag.
And so I'm Karl Newton, a experimental scientist that was working upon the ISS during the incident of the ejection of capsule. What was it? Odysseus?
Yeah, it's some Greek name or something.
Yeah, the ejection of capsule Odysseus that was then kidnapped by the person that I've apprehended.
Yes. I'm Sue Sanchez. You have quite engaging eyes. Can I come in and use the desk in there?
Take a moment and go over the mirror and take a look at myself. That's different. Wouldn't like that before.
She closes the door and she starts setting up her laptop on the work desk in the middle of the room.
I'd say was looking to make sure that I could get some information as far as what you could tell me to help me along my way, but also to make sure that he gets put in his proper safe house.
Yes. I just sent a message. I noticed you brought him with you.
Something that I'm not sure if your agent would have made note of, but this particular scientist had some access to technology that was able to block the transmission of energies. So it's presumably back in the factory I escaped from. If you want to go and look at that site.
Yes, we have a crew that was going up there.
From what I got from your agent, there was a some sort of person in a walking weapon suit that was causing a lot of noise and presumably destruction on the outside. I never saw her.
Yes. He didn't give us further details on her, but he complained about it. And she kind of, perhaps we'll wait until he's collected, and we'll discuss things further at that point. As he kind of stirs there in his straitjacket and saran wrap cocoon, but...
if you want to wait, that's fine.
Yeah.
I could look through the pantry to see if we got, I don't know, chili powder or something to put under his nose.
It should only be about 45 minutes, and I've sent a message already.
Alright.
If you'd like, I can let you read through this while you're waiting. She just sort of pushes over the laptop to another. It's not a smartphone, I'm sorry.
No.
Those are too new. It's like, they're around, but they're not quite the convenience of... This is 2010. She'll push over her laptop. And she just has, like, sort of Word document that is Calypso's notes on you. That they were sent. This is about you, so I suppose only fair that you are aware what we have on record for that. And it does talk, basically basing from some of their original, tracking of the find. You do notice that that they basically had observed, their note is cosmic disturbance, and that is where their observations started. That they tracked you from something had happened that they were scanning for.
Yeah, cosmic disturbance. This would have been what I imagine is in reference to the whatever anomaly, the damage at the space station. That would be my guess.
And then he basically goes from tracking down to the debris, following on that, returning you and taking you to a facility that they've already been using for chemical processing. So,
yeah, this guy tried to knock me out and tie me up.
Seems you returned the favor.
Yes. Isn't that right, Mr. Karma? But yeah, I'll go ahead and read through the notes that Karl took of me.
Yeah. Most of it's stuff you're there for. You do also notice data from blood analysis and things that they ran on you while you were unconscious is in there as well. Nothing seeming necessarily unusual about it, but enough that they did. There were things done while you were out. So.
Alright.
But yeah, just like about, you've read it through thoroughly well before a couple men sort of arrive outside. in, black muscle shirts, blue jeans, with sort of just an unlabeled black van pulled up out front. And at a certain point, we can only hold him so long before normal processing. So you may at some point be called in to bear witness to technical.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's some crime in kidnapping a ISS scientist and trying to use poison gas to knock him out in some abandoned factory. There's probably something illegal there.
I'd imagine. Though we may be tied in with a group that we've been tracking for a bit. So.
Uh-huh. So these people are the ones that he's working with are some sort of known quantity?
You think so?
Some criminal organization? Do you have a name for them?
The Boogeymen. But we'll see. As he just sort of during this conversation, if you look over, he's just looking down and not responding.
Well, what are the Boogeymen known for?
They've had a few powerful individuals from our reports now. They have done a variety of things. Nothing I'm necessarily at liberty to discuss directly, but trying to influence society on a wider level for their own means, not through legal channels. But anyways, they sort of pick him up and just sort of, one carries him from the side as his arms are all surrounded up together, and just sort of marches him as the other marches in front. They basically load him into the truck. One of them gets into the back of the truck with him, and the other hops in and drives. But yeah. Okay. Now that we have a little privacy, my name, Sue Sanchez. I work with EYES.
And what is EYES?
EYES is the Independent Intelligence, Espionage, and Security agency that I work for. We've worked across country lines for safety. Admittedly, not always within legal channels ourselves, depending on where we're working. But generally trying to better things. I say that hoping that you'll take time and be willing to get to know us and make your own judgment on that. I feel that we're well suited to perform well in that.
You've certainly been more cordial than my first interaction with the Boogeymen as far as shadowy organizations.
Good. I'd like to think that we do a little better than them. Bedside manner, really.
It's important.
So, and she'll basically now go through and ask further questions about detailing of this. She'll, of different events as far as where you recall. She'll get details and take notes if you'll give them about the time that you were under Mr. Calypso's.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and talk about the incident. The one thing that I will choose not to say anything about is anything about Singularity.
Okay. You don't necessarily say what that, you basically leave it as you're not sure what had caused it, but some sort of force.
Yeah, some sort of some sort of gravic anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, not gonna mention anything about the memory flashes or fighting the Shadow Beast.
Well, sure that has to see, and that's about when your eyes changed, I gather?
I didn't notice.
Yes, that's why I figured that's rather new.
But
Sure has to seem very, very unusual. And it would for me, if not for the fact that we sent a lightning man after you.
who was he? He didn't introduce himself.
Agent Ohms. He, well, so far he's refused to work very closely with us, but he's someone who we've hired and worked with on numerous occasions, and no one gets places faster, so.
Send him my thanks.
Will do.
So, what did you just? You've asked questions. Were you planning on putting me under observation, or did you have something more?
I have no specific research gear to test things about your power. I'm certainly be willing to, if you want to express what you can do, be glad to know more of it. Definitely answer questions you may have about us or information to the best of.
How do I get in contact with you?
Certainly. Me directly. Here's an email address. I'm going to give you a phone number for my boss.
And phone number. And your bosses?
Well, he's just the director for any outside contact.
Okay. So,
Further questions about?
And so, why were you monitoring my situation specifically?
We'd noticed the capsule colliding through some of our scanners in the area just before the fires broke out. They're still dealing with that. I don't know how long that'll take. But, and we tried to get someone to you, or really before we knew that you were there. Because we sent Ohms out before when we were just tracking down the capsule and trying to figure out what had happened. We traced it up to the ISS. It had broken some of the solar voltaic arrays. So, tracked the damage to that, and really just trying to gather information. It wasn't until he found that there was somebody that they'd had that we figured further details.
Yeah. So I can tell you that whatever the module was ejected during the damage. It was a research module, and we were up there for doing further research purposes. And yeah, the damage, you gotta understand, when I was managing to keep everything from kind of falling apart through the re-entry, all that is kind of fuzzy. I remember crashing into the ocean, but I do remember there being fires and passing out on wherever Calypso scooped me up from, or at least his.
Understandable. If you... That was not a properly sealed... we have pictures here, and I'm not sure of the damage. Yes, we're pulling up a file on the computer, but yeah. I'm not sure how far the damage was when you came down, as... Well,
Yeah,
It's wedged into a truck that's been very destroyed since then, but we did get...
Yeah, this is worse from wear than when I last saw it.
Still. Doesn't seem like a device that on its own was designed for re-entry.
No, not at all.
Any other answers or assistance I can be of?
Well, so you've got Agent Ohms, and he's similar to me. Is there anybody that works with people like us, or?
Not at this point. Ohms is basically the... and he's been the only one that we work with that's quite in that degree. Again, feel free to contact us if I don't know where your skill set lies or interests. You may want to keep
I may want to talk with
things a little discreet, if able.
Talk with Ohms at some point if I would be able to get in contact with him or set up a meeting at some point.
That would go through the director, though. Ohms values his privacy in an obnoxious degree, we'll say.
Alright. Well, I'm going to go ahead and head back to some more familiar places and get in contact with my family and some people that I know. So if you want to talk later, you can I'll send her an email, give her an email address in case she wants to return contact me. And if something unusual comes up, I guess I can call your boss.
Absolutely.
Right.
Do you need a change of clothes? You stand out in that. Tattered and torn undersuit from a... Feel free to take from what we have here, and if we don't have anything, I can get you a bit of spending cash to go pick something up before making the trip.
Do you have anything that's more, I guess, durable?
I mean, to what extent durable?
Something that it's kind of slimmed down.
We have normal street clothes, or we can get some business attire. Anything more fancy than that would have to go through quartermaster, and well, if you choose to work with us, perhaps something could be developed.
I'll keep it in mind. But yeah, let's go out and get ourselves a suit.
Yeah. So you have almost nothing to pack up yourself. As my brain says, you no, yep. She picks up her things.
Yeah, I bring my cell phone, my laptop.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh. But yeah, so you head out, and as you close up the thing, she's sort of standing, in the hall waiting for you to. Do you just want some spending money to go do that on yourself, or do you need assistance with navigating the area?
Oh no, I can figure it out.
Okay, and she'll just give you whatever, $120 in cash, and
Alright, I'll go buy some $120 for a suit.
You said you wanted a suit. Yeah, that'll get you something. That'll get you.
I don't know. Maybe my experience with clothes being like hundreds of dollars.
That will get you something that is cheaper than probably what you desire as far as that.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as... That's what she gives you.
Okay. Well,
You can definitely get clothes for a lot cheaper than that, but you said you wanted a suit, and so she went to as much as she can with the budget for... How much budget are they going to have to clear for you?
Yeah, no, I would say 120 seemed like low to
yes.
me. Yeah.
For a suit it is.
Yeah.
But you can get enough that... But if you say you wanted to get a suit, that's definitely going towards the business end. You can at least get a business attire, slacks,
Okay.
a dress shirt, probably a tie. You're probably not going to get the jacket with it unless you go really like to a thrift store. But
Alright. But yeah, I'll go ahead and go get some basic stuff then.
yeah, you leave, and you're probably about a block away. Walking. Does 23 meet your, I guess it'd be dodge defense?
21.
Okay, so yes. As a energy, like a force beam, is shot from atop of a building across the way where there's a black silhouette standing atop, staring down. So you would do a toughness.
Yep. So I get a 26.
6, and that is, first is damage total is 27. So I think that just gives you a -1 penalty to further checks for this.
Okay.
As you see this black silhouette standing there, palm out. You have a turn.
Alright.
If you want to do something, you want to try and dodge away, try and fight back.
I've got moved by attack, so I'll go ahead and hit them with my affliction first. See if that'll work on them.
Okay. What do I need?
It's resisted by dodge. So it's 8 plus 15. So 23.
So 17.
Alright, so that hits them with the vulnerable and dazed conditions. But then, since I'm able to still move around after doing my attack, I'll go ahead and fly and put a building or something in between me and my assailant.
Okay. So on their turn, they get to resist with will.
Yep.
18.
23. Alright. And I'll go ahead and fly up and hit him with the affliction again.
You fly up and you don't see him there.
Oh. Perception?
Sure.
One. Nah.
You don't see him there.
Do I see where they were?
Yeah.
Okay. So I see where they were.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of...
You're in sort of a city block. There are definitely people walking around that are freaking out from some of what has just happened. A lot of buildings that are about 3 stories tall, little shops on the front,
Okay.
Residential above them kind of thing.
Well, I see where they were. Is there any sort of like I don't know, flags or banners or any cloth type material in the area?
In the area, yeah.
Yeah. So there's in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and use my move object, and I'm going to try to move the whatever it is.
Flag. There's flagpoles on the fronts of buildings and such.
I'll go ahead and use the flag, and I'm going to try to wrap the flag around the area where I think they were.
Okay, so you just rip off a flag and go. Yeah, it passes right through.
Okay, to see if
there's an invisible person. Yep.
Yeah. Well, then I go ahead and after failing to hit anybody with that, I'm gonna go ahead and fly and duck myself back behind a building so I can make another pass. Nope. Alright.
She didn't like your thing. She's hiding until she can figure out how to get rid of it.
Well, I'll go ahead and take this moment to... Can you use standard action as move actions?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that seems like that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know from Days, because Days just pointing out that she's having to use her standard action if she wants to move.
Okay.
As usual.
Well, I go ahead and activate my energy form, so I perform the graviton slip to become insubstantial.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to start flying through the area to see if I can...
Are you visible while doing that?
No, I look like gravity. So... But yeah, I'll go flying through the area, and well, it's not subtle, so you'd be able to see me. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't look like yourself, but you look like.
Yeah.
It is probably like disturbances in gravity, like things that are just all pulling and pointing towards that spot.
Yeah. So I definitely have some sort of.
It's like more of you're invisible, but everything surrounding you points right at you.
Yeah. But I'll go ahead and start flying through and see if I can locate the person.
Okay.
And so, do I need...
Like investigation or something?
Investigation? Is that what that would be?
If that is a skill in this game...
Yeah, it is.
Then yes.
Right. 19.
Yeah, you're able to find her basically back in an alley, ducked behind, basically ducking behind stuff like dumpsters and such.
Okay. Well, then I'll go ahead and finish my movement just below the surface of the ground and wait for my next turn.
Mm-hmm. How far is your movement on a turn?
100 per turn?
Yeah. What is your speed?
250 mph. It's 7.
Speed 7, thank you.
Yeah, it's speed 7.
I think there's like half mile in the front. Okay. So yes, you move it wherever you want. Okay.
Yeah. Half mile.
Okay. So you're under the ground, so you're not able to see what's going on. So that is going to get her over it with a natural 20.
Yep.
And that's at the, I'm guessing at the end of her turn that she is able to return resist that, yeah. Okay.
Alright. I'll go ahead and come out, and do I see her?
Nope, she's gone.
Alright, I'll fly around and look to see if I can find her.
Investigate.
Alright. So, 13?
No, she's better hidden than that.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll go ahead and hide somewhere in a solid object.
I'm guessing this game has prepared actions.
Probably. Do something as a reaction. I'm going to change where I come up, though, so she won't be able to just shoot me like a whack-a-mole. But yeah, as long as I'd be in...
She didn't see where you went in, but...
If I were in her Overwatch area, she'd be able to take a shot at me.
Yeah, so yeah. Okay.
Alright. I'll go ahead and fly a bit and move out and then come back up and take a look around and see if I can locate her. So, 22.
22. Yeah, you still find her. You find her basically backed into an alley and waiting for you.
Alright.
So, she shoots. Not very well, though. Does 11 hit?
Nope. I dodge. Alright. I'm going to use move object. I'm going to try to grab her suit and basically grapple her to keep her from moving.
Okay. That's a strength, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I guess there'd be opposed strength checks. My 12 versus whatever she's got.
Okay.
So, 19?
26.
Okay, so...
Yeah. You can kind of hear some of the motors in the suit just sort of pushing past what you're grabbing. And then with that, she will blast at you again. 17?
Miss.
So you're still trying to move and doesn't quite get her arm back in the right spot when she fires off the beam.
Alright.
Otherwise, before ending your turn, because you can do what she then will move up to be engaged with you.
Oh, and...
like within melee range. Like she gets up in your face.
In melee range?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll fly up into the air.
You're insubstantial?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll fly up into the air. If she wants to take like a physical swipe at me, it's just going to pass right through.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Well, I will also point out she has like the Iron Man, like the force beams are coming from her palms.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily feel confident that she would be able to utilize that to somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blast me that way.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do I want to try? I'll hit her with Disintegrate and see what kind of
Sure.
thing that does. It's a ranged weaken attack.
You're looking up what's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Abilities weaken below -5 become debilitated at this point. Okay. You can temporarily lower one of the target's traits chosen. When this effect is acquired, you must touch the target, but it's got range, so that doesn't matter. Alright, so it's +10 and it's resisted by, I guess, fortitude. Yeah, so it'd be a DC 18 fortitude.
And on a failure?
On a failure, target loses character points from the affected trait equal to the difference between the check result and the DC, up to a maximum of the weaken rank.
What is the weaken rank?
8.
So I think it's going to be 8, I think, because she got a
so she
7 total. So that'll be...
so she loses 8 points from her toughness score.
So target's toughness, not one of the main...
Yeah, target's toughness. That's what the weaken that I got does.
That is harsh.
Yeah.
You're a jerk. You're a mage. You're playing a mage again, you know that? Did you realize that?
I have a bunch of abilities that allow me to debilitate people and attack them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I also have telekinesis and the ability to create objects. So yeah, sort of. Yeah. Well, if she's weakened now, I'm going to go ahead and use my hero point.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and use my hero point to do extraordinary effort.
Does that just make another...
Yeah, it's this extra effort thing here.
Which one? Oh, over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Extra effort.
Get an additional action, or are you doing something different?
Yeah. We're going to do extra action. So I get 2 extra actions. Because I'm using my advantage that gives me 2 uses of it for the price of 1. And
what's the name of the advantage?
Extraordinary effort.
Okay. You can keep going. I believe I'm going to find it correct. I'm not...
So, I'll do that, and I'm going to go ahead and hit her with the energy blast, and I'm going to all-out attack.
2 of them, even taking 2 at the same time. Yep, okay.
Yep.
Cost again.
But I also get like an extra thing of fatigue. But I use the hero point to eat one of those.
Okay, so in other words, you're doing it like the thing there, but your hero point makes it where it's normal drawback. Okay.
So it's like I'm fatigued, but I get 2 actions right now.
Okay.
So I attack her, I use all-out attack, and I go ahead and use it for its maximum. Mm-hmm. So it reduces my whatever, dodge and parry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dodge and parry by 5, and I get +5 to my attack. So 19, and then 5, and then I get +7 on my regular attacks, so I get an extra +12, So that'd be a 17, and that'd be a 26.
Okay, so you're doing two different attacks at once right now. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and so what is the and so we're going versus the dodge, which currently is dodge is normal. Okay, so you got 17 for one of them. You said?
Yeah, I believe that's because
17 misses by 1.
Oh, okay.
So the other one hits. So the other one is higher.
All right. So I blast her, and
Right, so she needs a toughness, which is -8. Which is 12 versus the number
it's 15 plus my rank, right? So that'd be 27.
27. 5. 15. 3 degrees. Staggered. And -1 to this. Alright. And that finishes your...
Yes. And then I'm fatigued.
You are fatigued. The characters are hindered.
Yeah, hindered.
Which is... moves half normal speed. And recovers after an hour of rest.
Okay.
She is staggered. Right? Staggered. Which is dazed and hindered. So hindered is half normal. And taking... We'll find you another time. And she just starts flying off.
Is she faster than me?
Yes. She moves at double your speed. She's at 500 miles per hour.
Okay.
So, which is 250 right now, but you're also halved because of your fatigue. So...
yeah, if I don't got an option to, like, grab it or anything.
Nope, because you'd flown up out of her reach, actually.
Oh, no, I meant telekinetically grab it or...
what is the... That is ranged. Just normal. What is the effect rank on that?
12, right?
12.
Because how far does she move in a single turn?
Let's see.
Because she might be in my ranged attack range still.
Yeah, it would be 250 per turn at this point, I think.
Okay, so I should still be able to get one shot off at her before she's too far away. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'll take one shot at her.
And her strength is still normal. That part's... Ooh. That's a bad roll.
I'm just going to range... if she's that close, I'll force blast her.
Okay, so you're just going to try and knock her out. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to try to knock her out with force blast.
Alright. And you're targeting towards dodge, which is 18.
Alright. So
a hit.
27.
27 versus, so...
Her reduced toughness.
So 10. So that's 2. So there's a nice one there. So another -1. And... because it's only 2, it doesn't knock her out. But she is definitely retreating, tail between her legs. Unusual from them bothering to put that mechanical tail that Percio has under.
And it's like, oh man, I'm gonna have to deal with some robot.
It's like she does not even bother to stop and try and fight back at this. She is just.
Alright, so I fight against Miss Kitty.
You are fatigued for an hour. Now you have a little time before people start doing it, but you do definitely hear also like sirens. You definitely have moved a fair distance throughout the city at this point, but you have just been doing blasts and her explosions in various parts of the city, and there's definitely police kind of.
Yeah, there's police coming. Yeah, I'll go look for them. Go look for the cops.
Okay, easy enough. You call them sirens.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and give them a description of the Miss Kitty, and say that I saw whatever this woman in an armored suit that was causing the disturbance, shooting power blast out of a mechanical suit.
Mechanical suit.
Yeah, something straight out of comic books.
Right. Well, we'll keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. So, give them...
On your way to Comic-Con yourself.
Is he talking about the suit
Yeah.
that's all ripped up?
Yeah. He does not seem to be taking you completely seriously. He listened to you. But as you're basically running up as he's doing it. You know, as they're getting there to try and figure out what's going on.
And he's like, I was caught up in it, man.
Well, I'm glad you're okay. We'll have ambulances following up if you need any assistance. If you knocked your head or anything.
I just need to sit down.
Well, stay out of the way. Take your time. He's kind of needing to walk around and try and figure out what's...
Do I have any money left over from the suit buying, or did it take...
This is before you've gotten chance to go buy a suit.
Oh.
You are about a block away from the safe house with you, so you are still in your astronaut suit right now.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take some of my $120 to go to whatever, a diner or a cafe or something. Get myself a drink and sit down.
Easy enough.
Yeah.
If you stay nearby, it's pretty empty. But a few that are open still, but...
It's like a crazy thing.
Talking to the person, yeah, I saw some shadow move through the sky. Weirdest thing.
Shadow. Is Miss Kitty all in black?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah. Some wacko in a power suit or something, all black, going around shooting people with energy blasts. Who knows?
Yeah. Hope not, but it's something.
Because we're in New Orleans right now.
Yeah.
It's like, we're not even in Nevada. And it's like, not even crazy stuff escaping from Area 51.
Mm-mm. With yesterday's events.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna finish up my drink and then go buy clothes.
Yep. Easy enough.
Go buy some clothes and it's like... I'm faster than any old vehicle.
After an hour of rest, yeah.
After an hour of rest. I'm faster than any old vehicle. Well, guess I can just travel underground. Head in the direction of... Is any of my family still back in Grand Canyon?
Yeah, your mother.
No. Okay.
Yeah, she actually worked at the facility with you in Nevada.
Then I'll go back there.
Yeah, she'd moved. They had both basically left their job where they'd met through there, starting as he started his company that focused on more extreme things.
Yeah. Well, I'll go back to Colorado then.
Yep. And that takes you. Let's see, so that's that. It'll take you the better part of the day, but you get from New Orleans to Colorado, so
Yeah.
it's not bad.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that and head back to home.
Mm-hmm.
Show up. Hey, Mom.
You probably okay. Yeah, you probably first off, you probably have your own home separate than
Yeah.
hers. Do you go to?
I go to her house.
Yeah, you find her inside crying.
Hey, Mom.
Karl?
Well, yeah, I'm back from the ISS wreck. The module crashed. I don't know what happened to Adams.
They got him down. They reported you as dead.
Oh, so we actually know that Adams is gone?
They got him down. His condition's not yet stable. So it took a while to get him
He's alive?
so far.
Wow.
I heard from
How did he survive?
Ivanov. Yeah, he gave me a call. Then Adam was hospitalized, and you wouldn't give me details. It was said you'd been lost. He was hiding something, but well, that he was clear on.
Ivanov was?
Yeah, he wasn't clear on what was going on, but
Well, he was still on the station.
probably better for you. Call your father, because I've let him know.
Okay. Yeah. We'll go ahead and give Dad a call too.
Yeah. He answers it, expecting him to be your mother calling back.
Pop.
He's silent.
It's like I just got back from the module crash.
What?
I was in the module when it broke off from the station and crashed into the Gulf of Mexico.
You lived?
Yeah.
Oh. Good. No, you would. I was thinking, the module broke off and crashed?
I'll have to talk to you more in person about it. But yeah.
Okay. Told you not to get wrapped up with that.
Yeah, I might have bit off more than I can chew this time.
Well. Glad you're chewing it better than, your mother was thinking.
And she told me that Adams is still alive. I'm surprised, given the circumstances. I thought,
Oh yeah, they were close. I'm sure she's happy for that.
I thought he got sucked out into the void.
Too bad.
But, well, I'll come visit you, Dad.
Yeah. No, always a space for you here.
Yeah, I want to talk to both of you. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. Thank you.
See you later, Pop.
Love you.
Love you too. Alright. So, Mom, I gotta tell you guys what the what actually freaking happened.
Yeah, no, he wasn't clear on that.
So tell me about what Ivanov was talking about, because I'm pretty sure he was part of the...
It said there was an incident, the ship tearing apart, and...
I think Ivanov might have been the one who detached the module from the station.
No idea how that works. That'd be more on your end. I mean, they landed back down in Russia, so...
So we've got them back down here on the ground. Where are they? Where is he hospitalized? Where's Ivanov?
I didn't ask. I knew they were in Russia, so I wasn't exactly planning a visit. A little more worried about you.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what happened. So, Ivanov, Adams, the rest of the crew, we ended up getting onto the station, started messing around with the DCS module with the MRI. Start doing scans on me, and the anomaly from, given that I was on the interior of the MRI, there's only so much that I know about what was going on the exterior of the station, but presumably the anomaly ends up causing damage to the section of the module that I was in, that ends up causing it to where me and Adams was messing with the computer systems on the inside of the module, but then they ended up sealing it off, and then the module broke off or was ejected with Ivanov on the other side of it. It seemed like Adams, during the parts where the module ended up getting damaged, I thought he had gotten sucked out into the space. And
yeah, from the reports, he had ended up briefly in the vacuum before they were able to recover him, but they weren't able to do the same or find you, I guess.
I was still in the module.
They didn't say what happened to that.
Well, so what ended up happening with the module was, after it detached, I ended up coming face to face with the whatever being, creature, the thing that was causing the damage to the station.
I mean,
well, it seemed to
is the
think of it.
Assessing this is likely when you were still reaching the point of disturbance that we'd had from our this freedom expedition. Creature?
Think of it more like a, I guess, almost like an elemental force with a will. Maybe. I'm not sure exactly how to describe it.
Huh.
But whatever it was thinking, it was acting, wasn't just like some sort of riptide or something.
I mean, you had a long day.
Yeah, but I'm not lying.
I wouldn't think you'd be lying. It just doesn't line up with anything logical.
Well, I'm just reporting it as my experience. Don't discount me.
Well, an observation, but that was perhaps losing oxygen at that point.
Come on, Mom. You don't have to be like that.
Well, you're smart. Think about it.
Well, we'll go ahead and put you into the plausible category, but not necessarily true. But I'm going to go ahead and report it as I know.
Yes, obviously you can only say what you've observed, but Yeah.
But anyway, after wrestling around with the module and the creature, I ended up, which ended up causing some pretty interesting damage with the gravimetric torsion that it ended up firing through the module that caused it to kind of rip apart and then reform behind it. It was kind of an interesting thing to say. But anyway, the module, I was able to relocate Earth in order to kind of steer my way back into the atmosphere. Then I crash landed with the module in the Gulf of Mexico, which hit an oil rig and caused a bunch of fire, and presumably the big spill that's, from what I understand, all over the news.
Yeah, I've started seeing things on that.
And then I ended up getting kidnapped by what I found out.
All of a sudden, the story takes a turn, and she's like...
So I'm in the module. I sink under the ocean. I then it ends up, the gravitation problem that was afflicting it ended up dissipating, and I was able to, the module resurfaces because of the air that was still in the cavity. Then the module itself was picked up by a ship, and I ended up getting kidnapped by a member of a group that I found out later information called the Boogeymen, which seems to be some...
Which adds great credibility to this story at this point.
Yeah.
I was picked up by the Boogeymen!
Which appears to be some sort of criminal organization, and I ended up talking with some
that
sort
I've never heard of.
I ended up learning that information from an agent of a intelligence security agency that ended up talking with me because one of their agents was sent to the location where the this mad scientist was keeping me in a fish food factory underneath the ground in some sort of gas chamber. Yeah. And
I was going to correct someone. I was like, your character wouldn't necessarily know the difference anyways.
Yeah, it was keeping me in some sort of gas chamber and then tried straitjacketing me, but we ended up escaping from the factory, and there was a had some sort of like weaponized bodyguard of his. But anyway, we ended up taking this mad scientist dude back to a meetup point with this intelligence agency, and they took him into custody and released me after asking a few questions. And then I got attacked.
How did you... That was this morning where?
That was in New Orleans. That's where I ended up meeting them, and the Gulf of Mexico. Where was I? Texas? No. I'm not sure.
The plant was in Mississippi. In Florida, though. Yeah.
Yeah, so I went from Mississippi to Louisiana and now back to Colorado.
I mean, good time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. It's, I'd say the whatever anomaly that I came into contact with ended up, I don't know, imparting some of itself to me or something along those lines. I got some sort of, I don't know, resonance with it. But some of the things that I saw it was capable of doing, I was able to mimic. And yeah, I'd go ahead and float something up. And it's just like I'm able to subtly manipulate what objects can do with gravity now.
You control it now.
Yeah. That's all no longer just stuck to the ground.
Took a bit of a nightmare, but it seems you've... And you say it was from this entity.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps you're only seeing it as an entity because you're reflecting yourself on it.
Well,
I think that's from within you. Has been since you were a kid.
I would say it had thoughts of its own because it imparted memories that couldn't have been part of my own experience.
Perhaps. Probably we need someone with a bit of a psychological background to delve too much into memories being put in your head, but...
I'm actually not interested in that. Mom, can you get in contact with anybody who's a physicist that has a specialization in gravity?
Not a direct specialization, but we have a number of people in the lab that, obviously, with some of the work we've done with you, have a fair bit of research along those lines.
Because I want to go ahead and start understanding the limits of what I'm able to control now.
Certainly. Probably tomorrow, though. It's like...
Well, yeah, I'll go to bed and I have to go and meet with Dad or find out what... Go and see Adams.
Certainly. No, I didn't know where it was, but if you don't already have it, presses through the caller ID and writes down, this is the number that Igor called from. So you may be able to reach him back there. Starting to feel like you should have a special section of notes that is just contact information I have for...
Mm-hmm. I can call the director.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Otherwise, do you head
Yeah, I'll go to bed.
home, or...
Huh?
I guess maybe you probably would have had an apartment, and you probably would have moved out when you went for several months to Russia. So yeah, you probably have your stuff just back stashed in your room here.
Yeah, I'll just go to my room and go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that I have all my family's contact information.
Yes. Except for that estranged uncle. He doesn't like to...
Yeah, he's off the grid. I'll go to bed and wake up in the morning.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead and give Ivanov a call.
Yeah.
Also,
He answers in Russian.
Ivanov?
He says yes. Still in Russian, since that's a proper word name, it would be the same in either language.
It's
you know he speaks English, because
yeah.
you've been with him a bit.
It's like, it's Karl. Where are you and Adams? He touched back down in Russia.
Newton?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh, good. Adams will be pleased. In Samara. And gives you the name of the hospital.
Right, Samara.
I can call you at this number.
Oh, it's my mom's house. Yeah.
I'm going to see him. I guess for him it would still be late the evening before. Tomorrow. Morning. If he is well, I will call from there.
Okay, so you'll call me back tomorrow? Or, 5 hours from now?
Yes, yeah. If Adams is well and able to talk, he may want to.
So what happened on your end? What did you see? Because it seemed like you were on the other side when the module detached.
Yes. Perhaps we will talk at a point where we can meet in person. We will see what comes of Dr. Adams. I am glad and admittedly surprised you're alive.
Yes. Well, I'll talk at you later then.
Good night.
Early morning.
Like I'm thinking that's how that international date line works.
Being Russia, they're probably...
It might be the next day or whatever, but yeah.
That might be, depending on where he is, I don't know. That's probably like 12-hour, maybe 13-hour.
Yeah, it's a little bit
difference.
Further west than the center of it. So... I don't think it distinctly matters exactly.
So.
Doesn't matter.
9 hour?
Yeah. It should be about you're waking up. They're going to bed, right?
So expect a call around 6, I guess. 6 p.m. So I've got 9 hours to play with. I don't know if I can get the Nevada in that time. Probably not. Not there and back.
And back would be a stretch, yeah.
So, just spend...
Actually, I don't know. Actually, not necessarily. Distance from Grand Canyon to Hoover Dam.
$20 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think they're pretty close.
Yeah.
It's like I think it's like less than an hour trip for you at your speeds. I was like, wait a minute, no. It's like I didn't move him that far out.
Yeah.
Now, and admittedly, like Grand Canyon is a large span of things, but yeah,
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
No, I can go and visit.
you can go. You have time. It's like,
yeah, I got 9 hours. I'll go visit Dad.
yeah.
So, like, go to his house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's working out in the front yard. Got a little
Pop.
planter out up by the window. Hey. Kind of side hug. Man, your mother really freaked me out yesterday.
What'd she tell you?
You were dead.
Come on, Ma, give me the benefit of the doubt. She was also doubting me when I was telling her what happened.
Oh. Well, maybe it's because it lined up with whatever she'd been told, eh?
yeah, she jumped to some conclusions.
Her conclusions was someone called her and told her you were dead.
that person should be trusted. Yeah. So, Pop, I gotta tell you about the crazy adventure that I've been on.
And you tell him the same thing?
Yeah, I tell him the same thing, and I also tell him about getting attacked in New Orleans by a crazy superpower bitch.
And you also let him know that you have control of...
Yeah. I can now control my powers, and I can use it to create objects and fly and stuff.
Well, I hope that being able to do it on purpose means that it won't happen to you without your control anymore.
Well, I'm able to control it now. I'm not sure exactly what this is going to mean long term because of that anomaly.
I don't blame your mother for doubting that. That's definitely a stretched.
I know it's weird, but it's what happened.
It's about as likely as anything else, I suppose.
I know. I mean, it seems believing. I can do some pretty crazy stuff now, so...
Yeah. I mean, be careful.
You need me to lift anything?
Maybe.
Think about it.
But also, I mean, be careful using it too much. What if...
Oh, yeah.
What if that's what you're heading towards? That thing that you hesitate to even call a person.
Well, the question is if using the powers is going to have it come back for me. Because it certainly is probably interested in finding me, at least it appeared to be.
I mean, if it's what the disturbance was originally.
Yeah.
It seems like it was stuck up there.
Because there was...
Certainly don't be traveling back to space.
No, I took great pains to get back down here, and I think I might want to stay closer to Miss Big Gravity here for a while.
Now the mech lady was calling herself a cat.
I'm not sure if that was a nickname that the electric guy gave her, but that was what I ended up hearing. But I don't know. Lady in black suit who calls her Miss Kitty. Calls herself Miss Kitty. Everybody kept all the normal folk that saw her kept describing her like she was a shadow. Because it's just...
Well, you see that as well. When she's in motion, it is just a pure black suit. And if you're not looking right at in close, like from up in the sky, you can definitely get where they would get that view.
And she kept hiding. Kept hiding while she was trying to kill me.
Sounds like you did a fair bit of damage to her yourself.
Well, she ran off.
Say you won that one.
Yep. It's too bad. I would have wanted her to share her cell with Mr. Calypso.
Figuratively, I don't think it's better to put conspirators in a cell together.
That's probably true. At least they could shoot mean glances at each other across the mess hall. Well, Ivanov said that he's going to call when I guess they get up over there. Apparently they've got Adams recovering in a hospital over in Samara.
Well, let me know if he makes a full recovery. I got a thing or two to say to him.
That sounds good to me. I'm surprised he survived. Apparently, he got sucked out into the vacuum before they were able to scoop him up.
Well, didn't bother going for you, did they?
Well,
I heard.
Yeah. When you get 4 miles of distance away from the station, there's not a whole lot they can do.
You as a character don't necessarily know the distance that you.
Yeah.
Just because you as a player are able to measure it and how far you're.
When you get that far away from the station, I don't think there's anything they could have done.
Well, if you move as fast as you do, you gotta stop by more often.
Yeah. Well, hopefully with not any unwanted guests. That'd be ideal. You might want to watch yourself, just in case. Because if I have a psycho lady with a power suit coming after me, I don't know if you guys could be considered hostageable.
How much does she know of who you are?
Well, they had me unconscious for a while, and he was taking notes. I don't know how much he ended up
You actually do know exactly what was on there because you read their notes.
Yeah, but I don't know how much of that stuff that she would have read versus just Calypso. It's like
well, you know you left the notes behind, and she was still there.
So, she might know this much about me.
Yeah. I don't think you necessarily gave anything distinctly identifiable because you were being pretty
uncooperative with the guy who was like,
yeah,
it doesn't matter who we are, give us your information.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, she can identify me on sight. That's probably the best I know. And I'm not a non-public figure, so she might be able to figure out who you are.
Yeah. Well, more reasons for you to be around a little more often. Because you seem to be the foil for the tricks that she's carrying.
Yeah. Well, buzz me if you need anything. In fact, Dad, I was on a space station and crashed with a spacesuit and was given a little bit of cash from whatever, an intelligence agency. I've got no cell phone right now. I need one.
Yeah. Makes sense. See what we do. Do you head off home to...
Yeah, and it's like, I'll go wait.
Yeah.
And it's like, unless he wants to do some experiments with my new stuff.
He's not.
Right.
I mean, if you ask him to... he's definitely willing to cooperate, but he was never the one to want to try and experiment with what you can do.
Yeah. That's fine. I'll go off back to Mom's place in order to mess around for a bit, waiting for Ivanov's call.
Yep. And that call will come. And it's Adam on the other end. Is Karl or Zelda there?
It's Karl. Adam.
Hey.
How are you feeling?
Glad they got you out. Bad.
Well, what did the doctor say for your recovery?
Damage to lungs. They're testing for if it was any significance in the radiation exposure. I'm hopeful that won't be too big of an issue. Cut and bruised beyond that. I don't want to detail over the phone. Igor says the thing moved down. The shadow.
Is it here?
We don't know where. But all that was up there at the station is moved down to the planet now.
Well, if it followed the re-entry, might be in that area.
That's enough about it. How's your mother dealing with this?
Kind of imagine a mix of relief, denial, and franticness.
She's good at that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be stuck here for a while. Let her know to just keep heading things up, progressing forward. I'm still hopeful I'll be back.
Alright. And was Igor going to come visit, or?
Igor's here with me. He may come by when I've recovered. He might bother to escort and make sure I make it home. I'm not sure how far I'm gonna get along the recovery process before I want to get to doctors back there. But it'll still be a bit before it's safe to move more than I have to.
Mm-hmm.
Did you need to talk to them?
Well, I thought that there was something he was wanting to tell me, because I don't fully know kind of his side of the story of the events. But he was also unwilling to, he wanted to meet in person so we could talk it over.
Well, it might be a bit for that. We can book you a flight out here if you're interested. I wouldn't mind seeing you myself.
I don't know if I want to leave home at the moment until I've got my bearings a bit better.
That's fine.
It's like, I don't know. Do you have any better contact information for...
Oh, I have nothing here. I'm just calling from the hospital phone.
No. Something to contact Igor, maybe?
You already have his number.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then that's fine. Well, I hope you get better soon so we can...
Me too.
See how you're doing. And hopefully get back to doing things normal. Probably won't be taking any sky trips soon.
No. Although, with the shadow cast upon the earth, the skies may be a safer place to be.
Might be true.
Stay safe.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. I give Mom the hi message, basically.
We do have, if you wanted to test out some things at the lab tomorrow, we can certainly do that.
Sure, we'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to send a message off to...
When you get and check your email, you have an email from Sue.
Yeah.
Basically following up from the fact that as she also saw the events and is following up to figure out, her reports and then... Okay, what happened?
Yeah. Dear Sue, I was attacked by Miss Kitty the Black Suit Mecha Bitch. She ended up attacking me and I fought back and she ran away. If somebody could track her location, I would appreciate her apprehension. So she can have dirty looks at Mr. Calypso from the other side of the mess hall.
And then do you have anything else that you were adding on to the... You were going to email her about it as originally?
Well, yeah, I was going to tell her mostly about the attack.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and inform her that another thing to check out for, there might be another anomalous dark energy beam that is now roaming the Earth. Location unknown. Possible area similar to my pickup.
Oh.
Any information about the safety and relating to the safety and security of me and mine would be appreciated if you could forward that.
Mm-hmm. It'll take a little bit before you get a response. It's email.
Yep.
Do you do anything else?
Yeah, we'll go to the lab tomorrow for...
Okay. You'll probably, before doing that, then probably later in the evening, you'll get a response back from her. Largely detailing that more likely from the information that they have, which seemed to have been transferred over from a laptop when they searched the Manatee facility, that laptop was not present, so most likely the information that she had would have been from that. And you may recall, but Ohms used the camera on the laptop to point out that he was being cheeky to his superior when telling you where to go.
Mm-hmm.
So that safe house address was just given over that laptop. So most likely that is how she tracked you down. She does know what you look like, so...
Well, if that's the case,
Yeah.
they might be able to trace the MAC address of the laptop to figure out its location once it connects to a network.
They may.
But yeah. Hopefully the information people, or maybe Mr. Ohms himself, can track down the location of Miss Kitty.
She'll also ask for details that you know about whatever this shadowy anomaly would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you describe physical, I'm guessing pretty much the same as you do to your family physical, but not really what the visions in the mind were of it.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about the mental stuff, and just kind of physical and what things I saw it doing.
Yep. Very similar to you, yeah. And then, so the next day, you're able to go sort of containment facility, and they'll mess around with particularly more of your effective powers on yourself or other things.
Wait, we'll go ahead and do that and
absorb different forces, different weights, different...
Yep, mess around with that, try to figure out limits, capabilities, maybe even stretch what I can do to different limits to figure out exactly what I'm dealing with here.
Unless you had anything else that you had agenda'd at this point.
Well, I've went and talked to my parents. The only other thing that I could do outside of talking around with my other scientist friends to see if I can get in contact with like a specialized physicist or somebody.
I mean, they're physicists. They just, yeah.
Yeah, besides that, the only other thing is actually going and physically meeting with Ivanov and Adams. Unless,
How long, and you said you wanted a little time, how long would you feel comfortable?
I want to wait and see if Sue ever gets back to me about whether or not they track down information about Miss Kitty, or if they get any new information about about singularity.
Yeah.
Say if I contact her and everything seems quiet after, I don't know, a few months or something.
Okay, so it's gonna take a while before you feel free to... Okay, so... That's probably gonna wrap it up then.
Right.
No, because it wouldn't take that long. Probably takes about 3 weeks. We can go about 3 weeks. Because after about 3 weeks, that's when Adams would be stable enough that they're bringing him home to do medical facility there.
Oh, okay.
And Igor would actually come with him, basically traveling to make sure that he's making it safe. So you'd actually get a chance to sit down and chat with him over some tea.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I'm in space. And what did you want to know?
When I first got back home, Zelda was saying, well, she was talking to you that you had some additional information that you were unwilling to conceal over the phone.
Oh, I think, knowing what you knew, I believe Adam tried to convey that the force, the being, the creature, I dare say the person, from what I hear, supposedly is what you're moving towards, could be a person. Moved towards the planet. The thing that was tearing you away from the ship. After you were discarded, then it came back down. I mean, unless it's gotten bored in the time since.
I don't think so.
It's here.
Somewhere, but I haven't run into it again, so I'm not... suppose I can sort of sense it.
Out to a range.
Out to a range.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can sort of sense it when it's around, but I haven't gotten that impression that another similar creature or something similar to me.
No, but that was really the extent of what has been of concern. But again, we haven't had any replies or reports on it yet. So hopefully nothing gets worse. Did you have any other questions for me about that?
Do you have some sort of insights?
I mean, like I'm sure you do, tie it to that disturbance that you were there to do the research on in the first place.
Yeah, it's linked to our, whatever, Zelda's initial mission.
Yes.
That's
Again, can't believe you're alive.
Well, it was kind of a twist of fate that it all kind of happened that it did.
I'm also quite glad we managed to at least get Adam.
Yeah.
We looked for you.
I was in the module still.
Yes. Well, I mean, we'd seen that he'd been ejected, so we...
Oh no, I took the module all the way down.
Hard to believe you're alive.
Yeah. So what were the events like on your end, since you weren't in the module?
On my end, the ship started being pulled apart. It was from you. I knocked your module out. Adam was trying to bring you into the rest of the ship. We couldn't do that. I'm still glad you made it.
Yeah. Well, I at least took the thing with me when I left.
Good.
But,
And with that tense conversation, like that is the perfect spot to say you get yourself a hero point. And we're gonna call it, or not a hero,
PowerPoint.
PowerPoint, yeah. Level up point. Thank you for watching. Kind of wraps up your introductory arc. And so join us for next time whenever we get back into more Order of Heroes. Bye.